By golly, it's amazing. It sounds like something you'd hear on the radio.
Presenting the transcription feature.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson.
It's 8:30 New York time. Time to wake up, America, and stump the expert.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Johnny Dollar.
Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve.
And now meet Dick Calmer as Boston Blackie.
It's the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show, presented transcribed by the makers of Rexall drug products.
And now it's time to meet the men from the ministry.
The Armed Forces Radio and Television Service presents the Bob Hope Show with Les Brown and his band of renown. And yours truly, Bill Goodwin. And now here he is, Bob Hope.
Greetings, I'm Kevin Lauderdale. We're counting down towards Christmas, and as always, in December, I like to do just non-stop Christmas-themed comedies. I'm going to give you another episode of The Bob Hope Show. Bob Hope had a long radio and television and movie career, and of course, you also know he traveled extensively for the USO, touring usually around the holidays, in Korea, Vietnam, and other places, to give the troops a lift. This particular episode is from 1948. At this point, singer Doris Day was really at the start of her career. She'll be singing a few lovely songs. Other cultural notes: The Paleface is a Bob Hope film about a dude who goes west. And Bob Hope's ski jump nose gets a nod, as do Bing Crosby's 4 sons. The population of Los Angeles, where this is recorded, really boomed during World War II and would continue to do so. Between wartime industry and a lot of returning soldiers and sailors who had grown up in, say, Iowa, deciding to settle down in sunny California, the population of Los Angeles went from 1.5 million in 1940 to 1.9 million in 1950 to 2.5 million in 1960. Whittaker Chambers was an ex-communist who had become a prominent anti-communist and writer for Time magazine. Chambers named names for the House Un-American Activities Committee, including Alger Hiss, who he accused of being a spy. As evidence, Chambers produced some letters and microfilm of State Department papers. These had been stored in a hollowed-out pumpkin. The media loved the term the Pumpkin Papers and used it a lot. Gorgeous George was the flamboyantly dressed professional wrestler. The Snake Pit was a bar. And the musicality of President Harry Truman and his daughter Margaret gets a shout-out. He loved to play the piano, she to sing. The recording ban of 1948 was the second great strike by members of the American Federation of Musicians, as led by Union President James Petrillo. The issue was over unfair royalties. There had also been a strike from 1942 to 44. This one had lasted nearly all of 1948, ending on December 14th, only 7 days prior to this broadcast. During these strikes, no union musician was allowed to make a commercial recording. They could, however, appear on the radio or live in concert. The Berlin airlift had started 6 months earlier and would continue for another 6 months. In it, the Soviet Union blocked all road access to West Berlin in a Cold War gambit. But the Allies organized airlifts of supplies, food, and fuel. They flew over 200,000 flights, delivering to the West Berliners some 9,000 tons of material every day. From December 21st, 1948, The Bob Hope Show, guest Gregory Peck.
Well, I swan.
Me too.
So do I.
How about you?
Yes, it's the new Swan Show with our great singing star, Doris Day.
Well, I swan.
A new singing favorite, Bill Farrell.
That's me.
Irene Ryan, the 4 hits and a miss, the new Les Brown Band, and our surprise guest.
We use Swan exclusively. How about you?
Yes, how about you?
Oh, me? My name is Robert. If you don't see the pale face, mine will be redder. Is that all right, Paramount Hope?
Bob Hope's Swan's Eye View of the News. Washington, D.C. Figures released this week by the Bureau of Census revealed that the nation's population has climbed to over 147 million.
And this year, Crosby didn't even help. It's so crowded here in Los Angeles now, Mayor Barron has just issued a decree ordering all dogs to walk on their hind legs. And with all this new population, the housing situation has become so critical. Thousands of people have to live in crowded trailers. A trailer that you can't use the kitchen yet, Mabel. I'm taking a shower in the oven. And those trailers really are small. One woman woke up in the morning and found her husband missing, but she got a wire that said, "I didn't desert you, honey. I turned over in my sleep last night, and I'm now on a Greyhound bus bound for Pittsburgh."
Washington, D.C. Tighter laws for trapping and punishing spies will be a prime project of the new Congress, Attorney General Clark said today.
Yes, sir, those spies have caused quite a shakeup in the Capitol. In Washington now, nobody orders pumpkin pie. They just say, "Bring me some microfilm a la mode." A hen on Whittaker Chambers' farm ate the blueprints for a jet-propelled engine, and it's had quite an effect on her. Now when she's about to lay an egg, she yells, "I'm ready, get the catcher's mitt." And all this spy investigation over here has had an effect on the Russian hit parade. Their three latest songs now are "You Call Everybody Comrade," "Buttons and Borscht," and "I'll Be With You in Pumpkin Cutting Time."
New York, New York. Dr. Schuyler Jacobs, consulting psychiatrist of one of the nation's leading universities, said in a statement here today that it has been proven that women select their mates by such characteristics as the shape or size of their noses.
No comment. No, but noses do really have significance according to the psychiatrist. A straight nose means intelligence, a wide nose a nice disposition, and a flat nose turned to the side means in those slacks, how did I know it was Gorgeous George? You know, a lot of girls want to get acquainted with a fellow so much they advertise in the paper. I answered one girl's ad and even sent her a picture of myself and signed it, "I'm ready." She sent it back and said, "You sure are. Have you tried the snake pit?"
Sun Valley, Idaho. Celebrities flock to this winter playground as the skiing, bobsledding, and ice skating season officially open.
I went up for the opening myself, all dressed up in my winter sport clothes. I came running out into the snow wearing 2 pairs of sunglasses, knee pants, open-toed snowshoes, and a purple beret. A penguin took a look at me and said, "I'd better lay off those Mexican cigarettes and go back to Cool's." John L. Lewis. John L. Lewis is taking up ice skating this year, too, but even though he's a beginner, he's not wearing a pillow. He's just combing his eyebrows around to the rear. And Sidney Greenstreet was up there. He started on the ski slide in a white suit, and 3 reporters wired their papers that Mount Wilson was leaving for Florida. I went skiing once. I strapped on my skis like the instructor said. I crouched at the top of the hill like the instructor said. I went speeding down with my legs spread apart like the instructor said. Why didn't he say something about that tree in the middle? But I'm still crazy about the sport, though. In fact, I went skiing right here in Hollywood this afternoon. I strapped a lever brother on each foot and slid down a cake of swine.
Stop! Stop, I say.
What happened?
Egad, that I should live to face this horrible moment. That I should hear the sweet, pure, fragrant word, swan. Spoken through the flabby lips of a comedian.
Must be Oscar time, huh? Heavens to Betsy, boy. Bubblebrain, have you been snapping your shower cap again? What's happening?
Don't try to jest your way out of this. You, sir, have broken a trust. Mm-hmm. You have violated Section 5, Article 7 of the Lever Brothers Code.
Tell me more.
You said the word swan. And you weren't standing at attention.
I was at attention. My pants are at ease. That's all. Wait a minute. Hi, listen. Couldn't resist it. I threw it in. Hi. I want you to know that I've used swan in the bath so often I can't stand at attention. I have such a soft white spine, I just dangle from the shoulder. Look, you dehydrated Don Wilson. I was just trying to help you sell the stuff.
But, Bob, I need no help in selling Swan. It's the newer, better white floating soap made by a modern, patented process no other soap can use. a process that makes Swan as mild as finest Castile. Swan's rich, creamy suds rinse away so completely, it never leaves you with that taut, soapy feeling.
Oh, and that taut, soapy feel is awful. I washed with another soap once, and my skin was so stiff they had to give me a rub down with hot blubber before I could tie my shoe. Honor.
And that's just another reason to use Swan. And how the housewives go for it, because Swan is the perfect white floating soap. Just right for every soap and water job in the house. Break a cake of Swan in two. Use half in the kitchen, half in the bath. You'll find mild, pure Swan, the best soap afloat.
Well, I Swan. Here's Doris Day singing one of her favorite double jobs she usually does with Buddy Clark, That Certain Party. Tonight she's a little handicapped. You know that little so-and-so on what-you-call-it street?
Right next door to, I forget his name.
Well, since we met, I don't know if I'm on my head or feet.
But anyway, I love him just the same. Has he got naughty eyes?
Yes, I have got naughty eyes.
That certain party. You know the one I mean.
Sure, I know the one you mean.
That certain party of mine. Naughty eyes, turned up nose, rosy cheeks, pretty clothes.
But not a smarty.
Has he got everything?
Yes, I've got most everything.
That certain party of mine.
I met her on a Saturday, or was it Friday night?
Maybe it was Thursday. Now let me see.
I know it was on Sunday, and the sun was shining bright.
In fact, since then it always shines for me.
Has she got you know what?
Yes, I have got you know what.
That certain party. Has she got, I forgot?
Yes, I have got, you forgot.
That certain party of mine. You know what? I forgot.
What?
This and that, quite a lot.
Oh, what a smarty. Has he got loving ways?
Yes, I have got a loving way.
That certain party of mine.
Whoa. Let's try it again, and I'll take the boys' part, if you don't mind.
That certain party of mine.
See, Doris, you sang that number beautifully, and you were great the other night at Les Brown's party. Wasn't it clever of Les to give give a party to celebrate the lifting of the recording band?
Oh, yeah, it was swell. And that was such...
Huh?
You know, Bob, that was such an unusual game the musicians were playing. Spin Phil Harris.
Well, he wouldn't let go of the bottle, you know.
Oh, but it really was a wonderful party, wasn't it? And, Bob, isn't Les a terrific host? Did you see the turkey he had?
Yeah, I never did find out what her name was. Where do you find that brute? The minute she came into the room, I said to myself, that's either an ugly woman or a good-looking man.
Oh, Bob, you certainly were popular at the party. The way all those girls flocked around you and brought you drinks and fought over who'd dance with you.
Oh, Doris.
Just imagine what a thrill it was for just plain ordinary me to be going out with great, big, wonderful, handsome you.
You really mean it?
Yes.
I have so much more than Gregory. Why should I fight it?
Shut that door! I resent that.
Huh? What do you resent, Gregory? That's where you're supposed to get the applause there.
All right, I finally caught you in the act, Hope. Go ahead. I dare you. Read that line again.
Well, Gregory Peck.
No, not that one.
Oh. Oh, you mean Swan is the best soap afloat?
Now, look, Weasel, I'm talking about that line. I have so much more than Gregory. Why should I fight it?
Well, you have. I think you're much better looking than he is.
Wait a minute. I'm Gregory.
Yeah, but you're Gregory Peck. I'm talking about Gregory Ratoff.
Hope, listen to me. Since you've been kicking my name around on your program, I've been getting smaller and smaller parts in pictures. And the part the studio gave me today was the last straw.
Well, what part did they give you?
Well, let me put it this way. I'm liable to get a nasty wound if Roy Rogers is wearing spurs.
Well, gee, I'm sorry, Greg.
Well, that's not all. People shun me. I have to sneak around corners and walk through dark alleys. I'm like a freak.
You sound more like a Republican in Washington. But, Greg, let bygones be bygones. After all, this is quite an occasion having you on our show.
Yeah, I've been waiting for months to see this guy who claims to have so much more than me.
Well, what do you think?
Were you sick long?
Yeah.
You've got a lot of nerve saying you've got so much more than I have. Name one thing. Besides your stomach, that is.
My stomach?
Last time I saw a stomach like yours, there was a farmer sitting on a stool next to it with a bucket.
Well, it's just baby fat.
Now, listen, Bob, either you stop using my name in your program, or all you'll want for Christmas is your 2 front teeth.
Look, buttons and bow legs. You should be honored that I use your name on the show every week.
Yeah, don't give me that honored stuff. As far as this show is concerned, it's Goodbye, Gregory.
But, Greg, it's good publicity for you.
Goodbye, Gregory.
A lot of people hear this show. It'll help your career.
Goodbye, Gregory.
If you let us use your name, I'll see that you get $100 every week.
Hello, Mort.
Oh, I knew you'd see it my way.
Well, what's that hissing noise? Is there a snake loose in the studio?
Could be the audience, you know.
Bob, introduce me.
Oh, sure, Doris. Greg, this is our singer, Doris Day.
Well, how do you do, Miss Day?
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Peck? Oh, gee, this is such a thrill. You know, I've seen every one of your pictures, and you're just about my favorite actor.
Oh, really?
I'm a good actor, too. Next week, my Boy Scout troop is putting on a play, and the teacher said I could be the star.
Mr. Peck, you were so dynamic in the parodying case as the brilliant English barrister.
Oh, thank you.
My play is all about the little brownies and the pixies.
And in Gentleman's Agreement, you were really convincing as the fearless magazine writer.
I play the part of a toadstool, and nobody can eat me because I'm poisonous.
Bob, what are you mumbling about?
Nothing. It's just that suddenly all you can talk about is how good an actor Gregory Peck is.
Oh, I think you're a good actor, too. It's just that you're both different types.
Oh.
Gregory has his personality, and you're stuck with yours.
No personality. Listen, kid, all I know is that the last week Arthur Murray promoted me from sitting on the bench to dancing with him. And, I wasn't prepared for that. And not only that, but I can tell you...
Bob, can I read it now?
Oh, hello, Hi. Greg, this is Hi Everbeck, our announcer-type man.
Well, how do you do, Mr. Peck? Can I read it now, Bob, my poem to Gregory Peck?
Well?
Ode to Gregory Peck. I never miss an opportunity to see you on the screen. Your acting is always dynamic, and your hands are always clean.
Greg, he saw your last picture through a soap dish.
Well, Bob, no matter how you look at it, Swan is the newer, better white floating soap. Better because Swan is made by a modern, patented process that no other soap can use. Its richer, harder-working suds rinse away so completely that dishes never need wiping. And Swan's richer suds keep your hands soft and smooth.
That's true, Greg. My hands are so soft, if I want to wear a ring on my finger, I have to put a washer on first.
And Swan is so economical because you can break it in two. Use half in the kitchen and half in the bath. And wherever you use it, you'll find that Swan is the best soap afloat.
Oh, thank you, Hi. You did a fine job for Swan. Take 2 Lever Brothers out of petty cash.
Gee, Bob, you certainly have a lot of talented people on your show. That Hi Everback reads very well.
Yes, he does.
And Doris, you sing beautifully.
Oh, it's so nice of you to say so.
Greg, how about me?
You'll be a big hit as a toadstool. Well, I have to be running along, Bob. It was nice seeing you again, and it was very nice meeting you, Doris.
Oh, the pleasure was all mine. And now that you're leaving, Mr. Peck, I guess I ought to confess something.
Oh, what?
Well, even though I like Gary Cooper because he's the tall, silent type, and even though I'm fond of Clark Gable because he's got such a muscular build, and I like Bogart because he's rough and tough.
Yes?
Well, Mr. Peck, when I look at your picture every night on my dresser, I don't have to turn off the light switch. I just black out.
I have so much more than Bob Hope. Why should I fight it?
Thank you, Linda. Here's our Berlin boy bond singer, Mr. Bill Farrell, doing the appropriate number, White Christmas, with a Les Brown attachment. Come on, Bill.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in the winter wonderland.
In the lane, snow is glistening, sleigh bells ring, are you listening? Gee, just 3 more days, I've got to get a Christmas tree. But I don't see why I should pay for it. It's so foggy, nobody will see me if I cut a tree right down. Put one right down here at the edge of this park. Boy, this is a tough one. I'll get it. That did it.
What's going on here?
Oh, hello, officer. Well, I was just helping myself to a Christmas tree. But in all this fog, I guess I picked a pretty big one, didn't I?
You sure did. You just chopped down the only telephone pole in Burbank.
Well, I couldn't see very well. It's so foggy, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, get out of here and don't let me catch you around this park again.
Oh, I won't. I promise, officer. If I'm not telling the truth, may I never get an offer from some other network. Well, I've looked at Christmas trees in 3 lots already, but the prices were too high. Here's a nice lot right here. Smiling Charlie, the used tree dealer. Pardon me, mister. Are you Smiling Charlie?
Yeah, you want to make something out of it?
Where'd you come from? The basement? Where were you? No, I was just hunting for a Christmas tree, and I don't want to spend too much.
I know, and I remember you from last year.
That's right. I bought one of your California Christmas wreaths. 4 cranberries stuck on a ring of cactus.
Yeah, and 2 weeks later you brought it back and wanted your money refunded because you said the cactus needles only played 12 records.
Well, that's right. One of them broke down and ruined my favorite record, Margaret Truman singing Quanta Lagusta. With Harry tap dancing the second chorus.
Look, nozzle schnozzle.
Now, wait a minute.
Why don't you go crazy and spend some money? Why don't you treat yourself to me Christmas Deluxe special for $32?
Well, what would I get for that?
Oh, it's sensational. I not only deliver the tree, but when I get to your house, I throw a few sprigs of holly around the floor, fill me mouth with popcorn, sing White Christmas, and snow on you for 10 minutes.
Well, I'll go look someplace else. You're a little expensive. Gee, there's a lot there with just one Christmas tree left on it. Poor little tree. Must feel like Fred Allen on Sunday night. Oh, there's a lot of nice things in this drugstore window. I'll just...
Oh, hello there, Mr. Holt.
Well, it's Miss Ryan. Say, I'm just out buying my Christmas tree. Did you get yours yet?
Well, I haven't been feeling so well, you know. And in my condition, I thought it would be silly to squander a lot of money on a Christmas tree. So I'm just renting one from day to day.
The Santa Claus that comes to her house is on a stretcher pulled by 4 interns. What were you buying in the drugstore, Miss Ryan?
Oh, they had quite a bargain on a new kind of nylon stockings. They're wonderful. But the clerk told me when I washed them, I'd have to dry them on something that's the shape of my leg. But he couldn't find anything exactly that shape.
Well, what did you do?
Well, he finally sent me to the golf department to see if they had a putter.
Well, you should have reported that clerk to the manager.
I did. I told him that the clerk said my legs looked like a couple of golf clubs.
And what did the manager do?
He looked at my legs for a minute and sold me a golf bag. Mr. Holt.
What?
Well, my feelings are kind of hurt, and you're a fair person. You saw me once at the beach in a bathing suit, and I want you to tell me the truth. What do you think of my figure?
Hello, Mort.
Well, you may not think so now, but there was a time when I was quite attractive, and I had a boyfriend in the Army.
Well, what happened to him?
Well, they sent him overseas, and while he was over there, he fell in love with one of those foreign women and got married.
Oh, one of those French girls?
No, Cuban. This was the Spanish-American War.
Well, maybe you meet some other man, huh?
Oh, yes, I'm not worried. Like Shelley the poet said, if you'll just have patience, a flower will grow in your garden of life.
Yeah, well, you'd better hurry. Your topsoil's getting a little thin. Well, I've got to get along, Miss Ryan, and buy that Christmas tree.
Oh, the holiday season does cost a lot of money, but I did save quite a lot on my Christmas card.
Well, how's that?
Well, my doctor just sent back my x-ray pictures, and my liver turned out to be shaped just like a reindeer. So I'm just going to paint some antlers on it and say Merry Christmas from deep down inside me. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Miss Ryan. Well, maybe I don't have to buy a Christmas tree after all. I'll just glue some spinach on my hat rack.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Well, it's my old friend Santa Claus. Happy Yuletide to you.
What's happy about it? I got chilblains on my feet. My hands are so cold I've been ringing the bell with my teeth. And this morning they shut off my grandfather's Social Security.
Well, why should you worry about your grandfather's Social Security?
He's dead. I've been collecting it. Things are horrible. Put some money in the pot, boy.
Well, I'm sorry you have such a sad story to tell.
You ain't heard it all yet. You know what happened yesterday? My wife ran away with a neighbor next door.
Oh, gee, that's terrible. How could that happen to you?
Oh, I don't know. Just lucky, I guess. Merry Christmas, everybody. I don't know if I ever told you or not, boy, but I come from awful poor folks.
Real poor, huh?
Yep. There are 15 of us kids, and we didn't have any clothes at all.
No clothes? Well, how could you keep warm?
Well, every year come September, my mother would call us all in and simonize us for the winter.
Well, that's pretty bad. But my folks had real poverty. We didn't have anything to eat at all.
Really, boy?
That's just a straight line, you know. You don't have to... sneaky fellow actor. Yeah, all right, we'll go. Yeah, we had... Give me that in there. We had real poverty at our house. Our kitchen was so bare, the mice used to come in, take a look around, and leave something for us in the trap.
Let me tell you something about the mice in our house, boy. We had hundreds of mice. We didn't have any cheese to catch them with.
No kidding?
The only thing we could catch a mouse with was to bait the trap with an IOU. Put some money in the pot, boy.
Just a second, Santa. Who does this money go to?
Well, it goes to buy parachutes for baby kangaroos that fall out of their mother's pouches.
Look, do you realize that what you're doing is practically larceny?
It is.
Oh, he's playing him full weight tonight. Certainly it's larceny. You're taking all this money, you don't keep any books. So no one can tell how much you've taken in, and with no record, the government can't charge you any income tax.
I know. Get yourself a pot, boy.
Okay, Walter. Thanks for the memory of our famous guest tonight, who always does all right.
On screen or show or radio,
To us, he's dynamite. We thank you
so
much. Ladies and gentlemen, we're saying Merry Christmas a few days early on account of tonight we're hopping a plane to Germany to spend Christmas with the men who man the Berlin airlift. Operation Vittles, they call it, and what an operation. Every 4 minutes, a plane takes off, loaded with food and fuel and faith in man's humanity toward man. No matter the time, no matter the day, and no matter the weather, those planes keep flying. And believe me, Dunder and Blitzen and Prancer and Dancer wouldn't take off in some of that weather. Yes, sir, Christmas in Berlin this year won't be as merry as Christmas in Manhattan. There won't even be Christmas trees in Berlin. They've been cut up for firewood. But there'll be plenty of signs of America's goodwill toward men. In fact, one every 4 minutes. So next week you'll be hearing us from Berlin, with Irving Berlin, Jinx Falkenberg, Jane Harvey, Irene, Bill, and a few surprise guest stars. Till then, Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. Merry Christmas!
Mirror, mirror on the wall, is my hair fairest of them all?
It is when you use Rave Cream Shampoo. Rave leaves your hair so clean, so soft, so easy to manage. Easy to manage because the pure lanolin in Rave is specially blended with other important ingredients to make hair behave, even on shampoo day. Try Rave Cream Shampoo. R-A-Y-V-E. Rave Cream Shampoo.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
From Hollywood, California, Swan Soap, another fine product of Lever Brothers Company, has presented The Bob Hope Show with Doris Day, Bill
Sorry,
Farrell,
I can't
Irene
be on
Ryan,
that
Les
2-hour
Brown and his
NBC
orchestra,
Elgin show.
Gregory Peck, and yours truly, Hi Aberback.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Next up, The Great Gildersleeve, from December 21, 1941. World War II had begun only 2 weeks earlier, and already the show was on a wartime footing. Proper nutrition is necessary for national defense, the ad said. The U.S. Armed Forces had a real problem at the start of World War II. They found many of their recruits were just malnourished due to the Great Depression. So people were encouraged to eat healthily in order to provide healthier soldiers and sailors. And also because we needed people in good health to manufacture the tanks and try their hand at deciphering Nazi communiques, things like that, at the home front. Arthur Q. Bryant is in this episode. He's the one who sounds like Elmer Fudd, because he was the voice of Elmer Fudd. He plays Mr. Llewellyn, who is sort of the personal assistant to Gildy's snooty cousin Octavia. Gildy clearly feels free to press him into a little light work around the house as well. You will recall that Fibber McGee and Molly had their own eponymous radio show, and that The Great Gildersleeve was a spin-off from it, Gildy having left running the Gildersleeve Girdle Works back in Wistful Vista to move here to Summerfield to look after his orphaned niece and nephew. Money. In 1941, $5 was a little less than $100, and $199.95 was around $2,000. So there's a lot of cash being slogged around here. There's a reference to a slot for old razor blades. Back in the day when you just used your razor blade a couple of times and popped it out and disposed of it, your bathroom might have had a slot in the wall for you to dispose of them into. It didn't lead anywhere, just a gap between the walls, but it was a safe place to put them. No one was likely to find them and cut themselves on them. So if you happen to live in a house built in the 1920s to 40s, or maybe a little later, such a slot has probably been covered up or torn out during remodeling. But you might have a ton of used old razor blades somewhere on your foundation. From December 21st, 1941, The Great Gildersleeve, Christmas Gift for Fibber McGee.
Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve. Each week at this time from Hollywood, California, Kraft presents Harold Peary as the Great Gildersleeve, written by Leonard L. Levinson. We'll hear from the Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. But first, I wonder what you mean when you use the word progress, because here's what I mean. Progress means making the old things better and inventing new things that are better than the old. Well, that applies to foods as well as to other things. And modern margarine is an outstanding example. Yes, modern margarine, like Parquet margarine made by Kraft, is certainly a lot different from the margarines of even just a few years ago. Yes, all you have to do is to try Parquet margarine once to know it's different and better because it tastes so deliciously good. That's why Parquet margarine is a favorite everywhere, both for table use and for cooking, too. Now, you all know that proper nutrition is necessary to national defense. Well, Parquet margarine is a wholesome, highly nutritious food. In fact, it's one of the best sources of food energy you could serve. And every pound contains 9,000 units of important vitamin A. So get acquainted with this nourishing modern margarine. Delicious Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Remember, it's Parquet. P-A-R-K-A-Y. And now let's visit our friend, the Great Gildersleeve.
Let me have some more of that green paper, Leroy. Thanks. Hey, who are you sending that necktie to?
It's for Cousin Clinton in Iowa.
Leroy, you can't do that. He's the one who sent you that tie last year.
Oh. Well, in that case, I'll mail it to Uncle Stanley.
Oh, no. Uncle Stanley gave it to Cousin Clinton the year before.
Well, Uncle Mort, how do you know?
Because I gave it to Uncle Stanley 4 years ago.
Oh, are you sure it's the same tie?
Oh, positively, Marjorie. I'd know those purple stripes and those orange dots anyplace.
But, gee, what'll I give Cousin Clinton?
Oh, I think we can skip him this year if we send him a Christmas card.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Llewellyn.
Yes, Miss Marjorie.
Be sure to address a card to our Cousin Clinton, will you, please?
Yes, ma'am, right away.
Say, how are you coming along with the addressing and the sealing, Llewellyn?
Well, I'm a widow Gwoggy.
Yeah?
I feel as if I'd whipped my weight in Christmas seals. I wish they'd get some different flavored glue, like strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, or lime.
They'll come to that, Llewellyn. You're just a little ahead of time. Yeah. Here, Leroy, what are you doing?
Me? Oh, I just thought I'd see what's in this package Piggy Banks gave me.
But, Leroy, it's marked don't open until Christmas.
Yes. Haven't you any self-control or willpower, young man? Don't you realize that if you opened all your gifts ahead of time, when Christmas morning came around, you wouldn't have a single toy left to break?
But, gee, I caught Marjorie sniffing around the present you gave her, Uncle Mort.
I was not, Leroy.
Mort, too.
I just happened to drop it, and I was afraid it might be perfume.
Oh, yes. Well, it's not perfume. It's a whoops. I almost told you then. Now, both you children stop acting childish. Let me alone while I wrap this present. It's for Fibber McGee. I've already sent Molly McGee a big bottle of perfume, so I better get Fibber McGee's present in the mail for Wistful Vista tonight.
Oh, what did you get for him, Uncle Mort?
Something he needs badly. An electrical pants presser. It's a neat little gadget, isn't it? Although I doubt if it'll make much of an impression on those gunny sacks McGee wears.
You think that's enough of a gift for Mr. McGee?
Why not? Cost me 39 cents at the cut-rate drugstore.
39 cents?
Yeah.
But I thought Mr. McGee was a close friend of yours.
He is, Leroy. He's the closest friend I've got. And I'm not speaking geographically or intimately. I'm speaking financially.
Well, I never knew that.
Well, he isn't exactly tight. He's more of the borrow a tool today and return when rusty type. The more I think about the things McGee has borrowed, the less I think of him. Who does he imagine he is? The doorbell? I mean the doorbell. It's ringing. Yeah, I'll get it. Yes?
Is this your domicile at Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve?
It is.
This is it, Shorty. Okay, lift.
Hey, this is plenty heavy. Hey, where do you want this box, mister?
Put it right down here for now. What's in it, mister?
Just keep your shirt on, will you, buddy?
Oh,
All right, ready, Spike?
Yeah, let's get this over with.
All right.
A 1, a 2, a 3.
Oh, Gildersleeve, oh, Gildersleeve, a Merry Christmas to you. Oh, Gildersleeve, are you old-tied, hallelujah. We've brung a great big gift, you see, from wistful vistas, Fibber McGee. Oh, Gildersleeve, oh, Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, please sign here on the dotted line.
Well, singing expressman, eh?
Yeah. We are something in the nature of an experiment.
Oh, I see. You're doing it for the company to see if it's satisfactory, yeah?
Oh, no, we're doing it for the men to see if it's remunerative.
Oh, yes, I get it. Well, here you are, boys. A dime for each of you.
A dime? Why, Spike, this guy ain't got no respect for music.
Yeah, but he sure got a lot of respect for money.
I never saw a box so hard to get open.
Oh.
Must have taken me an hour. Yeah. Now to see what Fibber McGee has sent me.
What is it, Uncle Mort? Gee, another box.
Yeah?
And all done up with Christmas wrappings and stuff.
Oh, my goodness. Hand me the hatchet again, Leroy.
Oh, no, Unc. Can't you see what it says?
Where? Oh, don't open till Christmas. And this means you, Gildy, old snoop. McGee never means what he says. The hatchet, please, Leroy.
But, Uncle Mort, where's your willpower?
Yes, and how about your self-control?
Oh, they're fine. It's my curiosity has got the best of me. Oh, gee, let me take one little peek, will you, huh?
Now who's acting childish, Uncle Mort?
You're right, Marjorie. I wasn't setting you a good example. Hand me some of that ribbon, and I'll get this pants presser off to my old chum. Oh, what am I saying? I can't send McGee this dinky little present now.
Why not?
Because that box probably contains a large, valuable gift for me. And alongside of it, my cheap little crease iron will look like, 39 cents.
What do you think you should do, Uncle?
I better go right downtown and get him something better.
Oh, I think that's very nice of you, Uncle Mort. It sure is.
I think so, too. Now, in order to get an idea of how much McGee spent so I won't spend any more, don't you think I should take one quick little look as to what he sent me?
No!
All right, I was just suggesting.
Say, if you're going downtown, you better hurry up. It's getting late and the stores are awfully overcrowded.
Oh, I won't have any trouble. Get your cap and coat, Leroy.
I'll be right with you. Are you taking Leroy through those mobs with you?
Yes, Marjorie. He and I have worked out a wonderful system for Christmas shopping. Haven't we, Leroy?
I'll say. What kind of a system?
It's called the angle worm formation. Leroy goes ahead and figures out an angle, and I worm my way through.
This is certainly a ritzy store.
Yes. Haven't I always said that the best is none too good for Fibber McGee?
Well, how do you do, sir? What will it be?
I'm looking for a present for a friend.
Do you think he might like a half-dozen imported cravats?
Say, Unc, what's a cravat?
A cravat is a necktie that sells for $5, Leroy. No, I'd like to get him a more substantial gift. Oh, here's something. Maybe he'd like a dressing gown or a robe, huh?
Why, yes, we have some lovely ones. Say, in the neighborhood of $100.
Have you got anything in a cheaper neighborhood?
Well, here are a few in the vicinity of $60.
Oh, yes. This brown silk one would be exactly the right thing. If you have it in a smaller size and some other color and a different material and a little less expensive.
Well, then I'll have to go back in the stockroom and see what we have there. If you'll just wait a moment.
Don't worry. Yes. Quit trying on those derbies, Leroy. You can never tell who wore them before you did.
But I only wanted to see how I looked in one, Unc.
How can you see when they come down to your nose on you? Now, just stand still.
Oh, just the sort of person I'm looking for. Oh,
Huh?
excuse me, sir, but there's a little favor I'd like to ask of you.
Certainly, madam. What can I do for you?
Well, do you see that man standing over there at the sweater counter?
Oh, you mean the funny-looking gent with the bat wing ears and the dirty look? Has he been annoying you?
No, he's my husband.
Oh, he is? Oh, well, I didn't mean that nice-looking chap. I was talking about the one in the checkered overcoat standing next to him. The fat guy that looks like a cross between a scow and a barge.
That's the one who's my husband, sir. You see, I want to surprise him with this pretty blue robe for Christmas.
Oh.
But I don't know if it's the right size for him, so I thought that being that you two are of the same build...
What? You think I'm as chubby as that tubby?
Oh, now, please, I don't want him to suspect a thing.
Why don't you help the lady out, Uncle Mort?
Huh? Yes, why not? Here, let me have it, madam. Hold it up, Leroy. Thanks.
Oh, this is so nice of you, really.
Not at all. Would you care to have me parade up and down like one of those models?
Oh, no, thank you. Now, just tie the belt.
There.
Oh, there. Now, turn around, please.
Yeah?
Oh, dear.
What's wrong? Is my slip showing?
Well, either I picked the wrong size or else you're stouter than my husband.
No, see here, lady.
Well, we can soon see. I have a tape measure here in my bag somewhere.
Tape measure?
I know Leo's size.
Oh.
Let me see. Oh, yes, here it is. Now, if you'll just put your arms up, I'll slip this tape around your waist and find out what size.
Elise! What are you doing with your arms around that man?
Oh, my goodness.
Huh?
He mustn't find out about the surprise.
What?
Pretend that you're my cousin George.
I said, why are you hugging this fella, Fanny?
Oh, why, Leo, it's Cousin George. I haven't seen him for years. You don't blame me for being glad to see my own cousin, do you?
No, not at all. Glad to meet you, George.
The pleasure's all mine.
Voice still changing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, George, Fanny's told me all about you, but I always picked you as a different man.
Well, I was a different man up till quite recently.
Oh, it's just too bad that Cousin George is just passing through town and can't stop over for a visit.
Huh?
Aren't you, Cousin George?
Who? Oh, me? Oh, yes, Cousin George. I just happened to be driving.
Driving? I thought you hated automobiles.
Do I?
Yeah, didn't the automobile ruin your horse collar business?
Oh, I don't know, did it? Oh, yes, of course. But I'm not one to hold a grudge.
You're not?
Well, not more than 20 years, anyway.
Say, that reminds me, what's happened to Francis these days?
Francis? Oh, he's all right.
He? Since when is Francis a he?
I mean, she's just dandy. I talked to her long distance only last night.
Talk to her? How can you talk long distance to a horse?
Well, you picked... Oh, that Francis. Yeah. I thought you meant the other Francis. You know the one I mean, don't you, Cousin Fanny?
Of course. Your wife.
Yeah. My what?
I never knew you were married, George, old boy.
Oh, well, it's all sort of a secret. We eloped to Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls. Boy, that's a hot one.
What's so hot about Niagara Falls?
Well, Leo just thinks it's funny that you'd elope to Niagara Falls when you've lived right there all your life.
Oh, my goodness. Sorry, I can't stand around here, folks. I've got to catch a train.
What about your automobile?
I hate him again. Come on, Leroy.
I'm coming, Pappy.
So that was your cousin George, Fanny, and you got the nerve to criticize my...
Oh, dear.
Wait a minute, Uncle Mort. Where are we going?
Out. Let's get away from there before that gorilla gets hep.
But if you'll just...
He'll wring my neck. How do I manage to get into such affairs?
It was Cousin Fanny that did it. Where are you taking me, Uncle Mort?
As far away as our chubby little legs will carry us. Now, don't dilly-dally, Leroy.
But, gee, Uncle, you can't scram like this.
I can't, huh? Why not? By George, it was a lucky thing I kept calm and cool all through that encounter.
But, Uncle Mort...
What have you been but Uncle Morting about, Leroy? Come out with it.
I've been trying to tell you all along. We've got to go back to the store.
Why?
You're still wearing that baby blue bathrobe.
Oh!
Mr. Llewellyn.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Uncle Mort. Hello, Leroy.
Hello.
Oh. Did you get something nice for Mr. McGee?
No, we had a terrible time. I haven't been pushed around so much since my baby carriage days.
Gosh, you never saw so many places out of so much stuff that so many people wanted so bad.
What sort of present were you looking for?
Well, something unusual and expensive that he doesn't have already.
Yeah. Uncle Mort almost got a dandy baby blue bathrobe, but after he took it outside to see how it looked in the daylight, he took it back.
Yeah. Well, we'll go down and try it again tomorrow. Maybe you'll come along, Marjorie, to help me. Say, there's something missing in this room.
I was wondering how long it would be before you noticed the difference.
Well, what is it? Come, Llewellyn, don't be coy. What have you done?
I took Mr. McGee's present, wagged it out of here, and walked it in the Wampus room closet.
You did, eh? And why did you do that?
Oh, just so you could resist opening it before Christmas.
Well, that took a lot of nerve.
Oh, no, it just took a lot of strength. Believe me, before I was through, I bitterly regretted starting the whole proposition. Willie, I was a wreck.
Yes, Mr. Llewellyn worked quite hard.
Llewellyn, the next time you poke your probing proboscis into my personal affairs, I'm going to take a swing at it.
What was that, Mr. Gildersleeve?
If you fool around with something that's no skin off your nose, why, by George, it will be.
Oh, please, Mr. Gildersleeve, don't lose your temper.
Who's losing their temper?
But you're raising your voice.
Who's raising their voice?
You're just angry because I hid your present.
Oh, is that so? I suppose you know everything that's going on in my mind.
Yep. I can read you like a dictionary.
Yes. If you can read me like a dictionary, why don't you turn to the letter D and under discharged? You'll find that's where you are.
Why, Mr. Gildersleeve, what do you mean?
I mean that you're fired, dismissed, finished, sacked. Now, do you understand?
Well, all right. If that's the way you feel. Goodbye. Goodbye, Miss Marjorie.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Leroy.
Goodbye, Mr. Llewellyn.
What's he getting so huffy about? I never saw such an excitable fellow in all my life. But the man has got no Christmas spirit. Making me fire him right before the holidays.
He didn't get his pay, did he, Uncle Mort?
By Jove, that's right. You better run after him, Leroy, and tell him to come back for his money.
Okay, Uncle Mort.
And Leroy.
Yes, Unc?
Tell him if he behaves himself, he can come back to work.
Sure.
He had no right getting me all worked up after a hard day's shopping. I'm not an unreasonable man, am I, Marjorie?
Of course not, Uncle Mort.
Yeah, I'm just as nice as the next man. Sometimes nicer, too.
I couldn't see him anywhere, Uncle Mort.
You mean he's gone?
Well, it was snowing rather hard.
Oh, jumping jeeps. I've turned him out into the cold with only a thin mackintosh.
Oh, now don't you worry, Uncle Mort. Just call him at his hotel tomorrow after you've both cooled off.
Yes, of course. Oh, I can't do that. I don't know where he lives. Do either of you?
No, I don't think so.
Not me.
Oh, my goodness. I'm a cad. I'm a bounder. No, not a bounder, just a cad. I won't be able to look myself in the face the next time I shave. What'll I do?
Say, maybe Bertie knows where he lives.
Oh, yes, Bertie. Maybe she does. I'll go find out. Bertie?
Yes, sir?
Do you know where... Llewellyn, what are you doing here?
Oh, just eating my supper, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh! Going down?
Hey, wait a minute!
No use, Leroy. They're booking passage on those elevators a couple of days in advance. Let's wander into the furniture department.
Well, we've looked every place else for a present. Maybe we'll find something there.
Yes. I wasn't thinking about Fibber McGee's present, Marjorie. I only wanted to rest. My feet ache clear up to my shoulder blades.
Oh, poor Uncle Mort.
Yeah.
Look, here's a nice big leather chair.
Huh?
Try it, why don't you?
Oh, thank you. I will. Very comfortable. Now, if I could only take my shoes off, but there I go, daydreaming again.
Hey, look at the buttons on the arm of this chair.
Huh?
I wonder what this one does.
Ooh. Help me. The chair is now a bed.
Oh, Leroy, now look what you've done.
Gee, the back goes down and the bottom comes up. Here, I'll give you a hand, Unc.
No, on second thought, this is so nice, I think I'll take 40 winks. Wake me up in 1942, will you?
Uncle, you can't sleep there.
Oh, yes, I can. Watch me. Say, this is certainly a great invention.
Now, I wonder what this button does.
You spoiled everything. It's a chair again.
How do, folks? Interested in the Snorwell reclining chair?
Oh, is that what it is? Well, a mighty cozy little one-man couch.
And an ideal Christmas present for father, husband, friend, or boss.
Uncle McGee, how about it?
Yes. Uncle McGee, how about it?
Yes. Say, that's not a bad idea. In fact, it's the best one I've had so far.
Let me tell you about some of the Snorwell features.
Oh.
3 comfy, cuddly positions.
Yes?
Sitting, snoozing, and sleeping. Made of the toughest bull leather. Overstuffed, underslung. Why, you couldn't be more tickled if you bought a feather bed.
Huh?
Buy one for the rest of your life. Catch on?
Yes.
Oh, brother. Now, there's a salesman.
What do you think, Uncle Mort?
Well, how much is it?
$39.95. That's without any of the accessories and attachments, of course.
Oh,
You mean it's got attachments like a vacuum cleaner?
Yes, sir. The Snorwell is the first fully mechanized chair.
Well, I'm interested now. This is for a friend of mine who is rather mechanically minded.
Yes?
Yes, he invented an illuminated sundial once. For cloudy days, you know. No, you wouldn't know.
Let me show you these features. Here's the overhead reading lamp, also dandy for shaving.
Yes.
Then we have a combination ashtray and cigar lighter that appears and disappears at the touch of a button.
What does it do with the ashes? Dump them under the rug?
We also have an electric clock in a compartment for sandwiches with a tank for ice water.
Gee, it does everything but sing you to sleep.
Yeah.
It'll do that, too.
What?
For $24 more, we'll put a little radio inside the headrest.
My goodness, if you tack a mailbox on the side of this chair, you could live in it. No, this one seems a little damaged. Look at this crack in it.
Crack?
Yeah.
That is no crack.
What?
It's a slot for old razor blades.
Yes.
Gosh, do you know, Uncle, the more I hear about it, the more I'm convinced that this is just the present for Mr. McGee.
So am I. Young man, how much would one cost with all the accessories?
Well, the Super Deluxe Shoot the Works model sells for $119.95.
Oh, my dear. But what do you think, children?
Oh, yes, take it.
What do you got to lose?
$119.95. But I guess I'll do it just the same.
Gee, I knew I'd sell one of these someday.
What?
Where is it to be delivered, sir?
It goes to Fibber McGee, 79 Wistful Vista. Yeah. Can you have it delivered there before Christmas?
Yes, sir. We can send it out by express this afternoon.
Yeah, good. Charge it to Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve. Here's my card.
Thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve, and season's greetings.
Yeah. Merry Christmas to you. Come on, you two. We can go home now. Certainly is a load off my... Well, hello, Judge Hooker. Christmas shopping, I see.
Oh, hello, Gildersleeve. How are you, Marjorie?
Just fine, Judge Hooker.
Season's greetings, Judge.
Thank you. You all look so happy there can only be one reason.
Yeah?
You just finished buying the last of your holiday gifts.
Yes, that's it. And it certainly was a humdinger.
Yes, sir. It was for...
Leroy, let's keep it a secret. It was for a certain very good friend of mine, Judge.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, a real pal, you know. Well, we'll be seeing you. Come on, children. Let's make another try for the elevator.
Say, could that present be for me? After all, I have been a pal to him. I'd just like to know. Young man.
Yes, sir?
My friend who was just here, he told me what he bought, but it slipped my mind. What was it again?
Oh, it was a present. A Snorwell reclining chair with $80 worth of accessories.
Well, that must be for me. Gildersleeve broke the springs in my best lounge chair, and now he's making up for it. Say, now I'll have to get him something better than that flashlight I bought him for Christmas. Thank you, young man. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Gee whiz. So that's Fibber McGee.
What's that? Sounds like something's going on in this house. Mm-mm. Sounds like somebody's raising a rumpus in the rumpus room. I'm going to investigate. I don't know why I'm so brave. In fact, I don't know if I'm so brave. I better stop here in the kitchen first. Now I feel better. Peculiar how much confidence a couple of carving knives gives a lady. Stop what you doing. I got you surrounded. I got you covered.
Bertie, what are you doing here at this time of the night?
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve. Oh, my goodness. I thought it was a burglar.
Oh, my stars and the firmament. That was a burglar.
Huh?
What's that all chopped up, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Oh, chopped up? Oh, well, that's the present Mr. McGee sent me.
Oh, then that means there wasn't no burglar nohow.
Huh?
Honest or truly, Mr. Gildersleeve, you ought to be ashamed of yourself
What?
scaring folks at 3 a.m. in the morning and sneaking around in your pajamas, snooping at your Christmas presents ahead of time. Lucky I caught you before you got it open. Now, you go on back to bed.
Yeah, but Bertie.
Go on now, get. You understand what that is?
No.
You know what you is?
No, what?
You is a problem uncle, that's what. Good night.
Oh, Judge Hooker, yes. Come right in, Judge.
I'm still a few days early, but I couldn't wait. Merry Christmas, Gildersleeve.
Well, and what's this?
Oh, just a little present I picked out for you, Gildy, old pal.
For me? Oh, well, what is it, Judge?
Set of matched golf clubs in a leather bag.
Oh, Judge, you shouldn't have done it. By the way, I've got something for you.
Oh, no. Why, I didn't expect anything.
Well, it isn't very much.
Oh, I'll bet it isn't.
Yeah. I had it right here in the hall.
Yeah?
Oh, yes, here it is. This little box.
Huh? This little box?
Huh?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much, Gildy.
Oh, won't you come in and look at our tree, Judge?
No, I've got to be getting along now. I feel a headache coming on.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, and thanks for the wonderful present, old pal.
Welcome. Goodbye.
Yeah. Say, Marjorie, look at the dandy golf outfit Judge Hooker gave me for Christmas.
Oh, look at that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
What did you give him, Uncle Mort?
The pants presser I almost sent to McGee.
Hey, will you two come into the rumpus room?
Oh, sure. Come on, Marjorie. What is it, Leroy?
Look at this. Somebody tried to get into the box Fibber McGee sent Uncle Mort.
Oh, why, yeah. Chips and splinters all around and holes in the box. Why, who could have done it, Uncle?
A mice. Hey, we better take a look inside to see if it's damaged any.
But it's still 4 days till Christmas, Unc.
Well, but who knows what's happened to it? We better act quickly. Let me have that hatchet. Thank you. Of course, you know I'd never open it under ordinary circumstances. There. Put the lid someplace, Leroy. Well, everything's all right so far. At last. I'm so excited I can hardly tear off the wrappings. Now we can see what we can see. What's this? Oh, a card. Dear Chum Gildy. Oh, good old Fibber. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And here's your old lawnmower back. Signed, Fibber McGee. Oh!
The Great Gildersleeve will be with us again in a few minutes. You know, people who won't try new things certainly miss a lot. Yes, you just can't know whether you really like something or not until you actually try it yourself. That's why I urge everyone to try delicious Parquet margarine, made by Kraft, because you're really missing something if you hadn't tried this truly modern margarine. First of all, you're missing the delicate, appetizing flavor that makes Parquet margarine outstanding. Why, Americans from coast to coast have found they prefer Parquet margarine because it tastes so good, both for table use and for cooking, too. Secondly, Parquet margarine is an economical source of food values your family needs. Now, that's very important these days. Proper nutrition is essential to national defense. You see, Parquet margarine is wholesome and nutritious. It's one of the best energy foods you could serve. And especially important in the wintertime, Kraft adds 9,000 units of vitamin A to every pound of Parquet, making it a dependable source of this vitamin the year round. Now, with food prices rising, you owe it to yourself to find out how delicious and nourishing economical Parquet margarine is. So don't put it off. Ask your food dealer tomorrow for Parquet, Parkay.
Hand me those pajamas, Leroy.
Here you are.
Yeah, thanks. And to think that now that extra shirt, Marjorie.
It's in the bag already, Uncle.
Oh, well, I'll show him a thing or two.
Excuse me, Uncle Mort, but where are you going?
To Wistful Vista, my dear. I'm going to try and get back my $119 chair before it's delivered to Fibber McGee's house.
You aren't going to be way over Christmas, are you?
Oh, no, I'm just going to be there Tuesday night. And remind me on the way to the station. I've got to stop at the cut-rate drugstore
What for?
to get McGee another pants presser. Merry Christmas, everybody, and good night.
Original music heard on this program was composed and conducted by William Randolph. This is Jim Bannon speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company and inviting you to be with us again next week at this same time for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
That's your old-time radio fix for this week. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Be sure to subscribe to The Chronic Rift on iTunes or visit us frequently at chronicrift.com.
What a voice. What a voice. Simply means ink. A dink-a-doo. A dink-a-dee. Good night, folks. Signing off.
Well, every time I hear that song, it reminds me of a very special young lady.
Mildred?
No, after Mildred. Oh. Happened about a dozen years ago when I was stationed at Fort Dix. One night, some of the boys and I went up to New York to hear Les Brown and his band of renown. Well, I was sort of just looking around when suddenly, walking across the dance floor, there she was, this willowy, blonde beauty. I was in love. Well, the band started playing, the vocalist started singing Sentimental Journey. I looked up to see that I had fallen in love with Doris Day. I'm glad Mildred wasn't there. I couldn't have handled it. I have never taken her to a Doris Day movie. I've seen them all. Alone. Sometimes I feel bad that Mildred doesn't know. But then I remember Doris doesn't know either.